All right, let's jump straight into the massive financial earthquake shaking up the Indian Premier League right now. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to break down the anatomy of one of the most significant transactions in the history of modern sports, the acquisition of the Rajasthan Royals.
$1.65 billion. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's staggering, isn't it? This instantly establishes the sheer scale and gravity of the latest IPL mega deal. It's a figure that literally forces us to completely rethink how we value sports franchises outside of the traditional Western leagues.
Which naturally makes you wonder, right? What exactly does it take to buy an IPL original? What does it take to take control of a franchise that's been there since the very first ball was bowled back in 2008? Let's unpack the complexities of this massive acquisition. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. A billion-dollar mega deal. 2. Meet the new owners. 3. The failed U.S. bid. 4. A royal homecoming. 5. A global sporting empire. And 6. Join the conversation. Section 1. A billion-dollar mega deal. Unpacking the valuation.
Look, translating that massive dollar amount into rupees, we're talking about an enterprise value of roughly 15,660 crore. The big takeaway here is that Indian sports have absolutely, unequivocally matured into a premium asset class. We aren't just talking about local sponsorships and ticket sales anymore. These teams are globally recognized, top-tier financial assets, attracting serious, heavy-hitting institutional wealth.
To put that into perspective, just look at the broader market. We recently witnessed Royal Challengers Bengaluru getting scooped up for a record-breaking $1.78 billion by an Aditya Birla-led consortium this past March. Fast forward a bit to May, and we see the Rajasthan Royals selling for $1.65 billion. This isn't just a one-off anomaly. It shows a clear, undeniable trend in skyrocketing IPL franchise valuations.
Section 2. Meet the new owners, the restructured board.
Behind the scenes, the power dynamics are shifting in a permanent way. When you break down the precise cap table, you see the absolute dominance of the Mittal family, who are taking a 75% controlling stake. Joining them is Adar Poonawalla, the CEO of the Serum Institute of India, bringing his own billionaire backing with an 18% stake. The remaining 7%? That stays with Manoj Bodale and a few other approved existing investors. So the crucial question is, who's actually going to be making the decisions on the new board of directors? Well, you've got heavyweights from the steel industry, Lakshmi N Mittal, Aditya Mittal, and Venetia Mittal Badia, sitting right alongside vaccine magnate Adar Poonawalla. But importantly, original lead owner Manoj Bodale is sticking around on the board. He's there to provide some vital institutional knowledge and act as a bridge to the franchise's past, which is definitely going to ensure stability during this massive transition of power. Section 3. The failed U.S. bid. Why the Americans lost out. Now, you might not know this, but before the Mittals stepped in and sealed the deal, there was a fierce bidding war involving some massive American names. A consortium led by tech entrepreneur Carl Somani, which included backing from Walmart heir Rob Walton and the Ford-linked Hamp family, the folks who own the NFL's Detroit Lions, put in a highly publicized $1.63 billion bid. But they stumbled hard on due diligence. They ran into major funding gaps and regulatory hurdles. Contrast that against the Mittal-Poonawalla consortium. Backed by literal steel and vaccine empires, they came in with a fully committed, superior bid of $1.65 billion and successfully reached a definitive agreement.
Section 4. A royal homecoming, the emotional core.
But here's the thing. For the principal buyer, this isn't just cold, hard business. It's actually deeply personal. Just listen to what ArcelorMittal chairman Lakshmi N Mittal had to say about it. He stated, "I love cricket and my family is from Rajasthan, so there is no IPL team that I would rather be part of than the Rajasthan Royals." Mittal actually has deep roots in the village of Sadulpur in northern Rajasthan, so this carefully frames the whole acquisition not merely as a corporate buyout, but as an emotional homecoming for the family. And that emotional connection definitely trickles down to the on-field philosophy. Aditya Mittal made it a point to say, "The Royals is well known for developing new talent. That resonates deeply with me, and we are determined that legacy will continue." This brilliantly connects to what we're seeing right now in the ongoing 2026 season. The team is pushing hard for a playoff spot, and their campaign is being fueled by their latest discovery, an absolutely incredible 15-year-old wonder kid named Vaibhav Suryavanshi. The new owners are clearly signaling they are all in on this culture of youth development. Section 5. A global sporting empire beyond the IPL. Because when you're writing a check for $1.65 billion, you aren't just buying a single cricket team in Jaipur. You're buying a multinational portfolio. The Mittals and Poonawalla haven't just acquired the Rajasthan Royals in India, they now own the Paarl Royals in South Africa's SA20 League and the Barbados Royals over in the Caribbean Premier League. This transaction proves they're acquiring a truly global cricket footprint. Of course, a deal of this sheer magnitude doesn't just happen overnight. The path to finalization takes time. The definitive agreement was officially signed in May 2026. But now, the transaction faces a series of regulatory hurdles. It requires pending approvals from the BCCI, the Competition Commission of India, and the IPL Governing Council. Assuming the legal and structural diligence all holds up, the keys to this global franchise are expected to be fully handed over by the third quarter of 2026. Finally, Section 6. Join the conversation. The future of global cricket.
I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. Does this $1.65 billion deal signal the ultimate financialization of global cricket? We are literally watching in real time as multi-billion-dollar industrial conglomerates permanently reshape the sport, creating sporting empires that stretch across continents. It is a wildly fascinating time to be a sports fan, and honestly, an even more fascinating time to follow the business behind it. If you found this explainer valuable, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, share this with anyone who geeks out over the business of sports, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a deep dive. And hey, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your feedback. Did the Mittal Poonawalla group overpay, or is this simply the new normal for global cricket? Let me know what you think. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.